Welcome back to Birds of a Feather. This is the CoEd edition. Okay, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is gonna be really short because I'm gonna let Eddie speak because he knows that I am negative Nancy right now on both teams. We got a new season of Flyers. They already won their two games.
I'm not talking about the
Uh,
Phillies. I'm done, but till next year.
okay, so
Yeah. So,
thank you.
I ain't got
Anyway,
nothing. I ain't got nothing to say about that right now. It's just like,
thank God, because
uh,
I don't want to commiserate over this again. But welcome to Birds of a Feather CoEd edition. Welcome, Eddie B. How are you, B?
I'm good, AJ. I'm good. Been better if they would have won more convincingly, but
And we're going to
hey,
get on that. We're going to get on that. Our
mhm.
Eagles did win 20 to 16. Why it was 16 against the lowly Cleveland Browns, only they in the play calling know, because we don't.
Yeah. I
But
mean that return, that interception, not an interception, that block punt to a return. That was a I'd say it was a fluke, but yeah, I mean that's something that it was like, oh wow, this
shouldn't
happened.
happen. But shout out to Rocky McLeod because I always liked him. So I'm glad to see that he scored in his old building. But damn it, that
Yeah,
was
me
not
too. So
necessary.
they still didn't want him doing that on us. So yeah,
Hell no, hell no. But we have to realize
yeah.
this is the reason why I've been obsessed with Miles Garrett because this motherfucker is hurt and he
Oh,
still plays.
Miles Garrett is a
He's
freaking
a
monster.
freaking beast.
He's an animal.
He has three huge injuries right now, and that's how he still played. Like he still managed to block a punt. And his team only lost by four by us because we pretty much gave him that heads up before halftime because it should have still been 10-3 at that
We could have
point.
scored on that last drive though, but I don't know
Yes.
why they didn't. I mean,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
a beautiful passing catch and hurts to AJ. Like to get him down, was he down to like the 10 yard
Mm-hmm.
line or whatever? Yeah, that was crazy.
All right, so I'll start just by saying that overall, I'm happy they won, but I was one of the one of the many Eagles fans I saw getting takeout yesterday who didn't seem to be overly like, "Yay, a win!" It was more
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, they won by 4 points, barely." Um,
To the lowly Browns, right?
Here's the thing though, because even some of the stats I was just, and I've been obsessing with watching the PHLY post game show. Plus, I love their interaction with Zach, what's his name, Berman, after every show because
Mhm.
it's always awkward and funny. But the one thing I did notice from both that and some of the Parks post show with Seth, what is his name? Can't think of nobody's fucking name. Seth from the Eagles,
Oh,
alumni.
so that's Seth Joyner.
Seth Joyner, thank you. I was
Yeah,
going to say
yeah.
Myers, but that's that white actor. What the hell?
Yeah, Seth Meyers is a completely different person.
Don't get old. Don't get old. But they all had a point in saying that the sacks were kind of misleading because even they showed it on the Eagles PR today on their little thing they posted on social media that there were five sacks, but technically four of them were because Deshaun had no sense of pocket presence, kept running into people. So they're saying some of those sacks weren't really technically earned sacks; they were pretty much given to them because
Yeah, but
Deshaun
really,
Watson had no.
can you really say that though? I mean, come on. Like
I mean, I'm just going by them because they're the analysts. Like you know me, half this
you
game,
guys,
I'll be honest with you, I was cooking because I was nervous.
you guys are out there work. You guys are out there working. Don't say, "Oh, it's only a sack." Because what do you think happens? They collapse the pocket, and sometimes the quarterback does run into somebody else. That's the whole point.
I mean, there was somebody there to catch him, but I get what they're saying. Like I know they did. There was this whole thing about how Bryce Huff was better off position where he is now, apparently, because he was able to get both a sack with Cooper for the
hmm
first sack initially, and then everything after that, I think, was a combination of.
He actually got a regular. He actually got a regular tackle, which I was surprised about. I was like, "Oh, he's got one tackle now."
So now this is something to ask about. Okay, so we've been hating on Bryce Huff for the first half. Now the bye comes, they come out. Was obviously Bryce Huff in the wrong position, in your opinion?
I don't know, but I mean, he was there. He made he made the stop, so I wasn't complaining. But it's just like he's still not showing me enough, though. He's still not getting to the quarterback, though. I mean, by himself,
I agree, but
or
definitely if you're.
or even putting pressure. At least some of the other guys were at least getting pressure, but he wasn't getting any. So
So I'm confused. So what did we get him for? Is he a linebacker or is he not a linebacker? It's
I
just where
mean,
they're
well, he's
putting
supposed to
him.
be an end. He's supposed to be an end, but
Okay.
I mean, I guess you can switch him to play him off that position. I mean, you can move him to the Joker position, but it's like it's different. But I mean, I was happy to see Nolan. Nolan was out there. He actually got. a
Nolan did
couple
pretty well.
tackles.
He actually
Yeah,
helped prevent a touchdown. So I think
yeah.
Nolan actually had a pretty good. It's just weird because game by game, and I think this is me just wanting to be curious as a fan to really understand like how we're always finding out that some of the guys that we bring on board aren't truly in the positions that they originally were drafted for. Because do you feel like sometimes like when they draft some of these guys, they assume that they're only going to play just that position, and then they end up kind of being put in another position or trying to play a
Well,
little bit of everything. I mean, do you think that's
that's the
right?
game. I mean, that's the game. A lot of guys play hybrid positions now. I
Okay.
mean, that's just is what it is. I mean, like your end is going to be able to either stand up or go down in the stance. I mean, because look, you could say you can put Parsons as an edge rusher if you really wanted to. You know, he doesn't have to be a lineman. He just lines up as a linebacker. Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you know
I
he
would
gets
prefer Parsons, but
but
he
you know
chose.
he gets a ton of sacks. So because he's always because they run that five, they hit up with five guys going in all the time. So
I mean, we would honestly prefer him. Let's be real. If he wasn't Cowboy,
I
he would
mean,
probably be ideal for what the
I
Eagles.
mean, yeah, I mean, I'd take his play any day. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, damn, whatever he's the team he's on now, because we saw they got their asses kicked last night. So I don't feel like our team we really can complain.
yeah, the Lions ran a clinic on them.
Oh Lord. Oh,
They were doing trick plays. They had the big boys catching passes, like
you
linemen catching passes. I'm
you,
like, yo,
you got to watch Bomani Jones tear them apart on his latest pod today because the way he tore up how that whole thing because he's a Detroit fan too, so he's kind of biased. But I love the way he breaks down stuff. Especially he said he goes, you know what's bad when they're testing out a trick play with a guy who's not even an eligible receiver. He goes, now they're just playing in your face.
yeah. And the one
So
guy, he was so mad. He got his what first touchdown ever,
and they
and they
took it
had to
away
get a guy
from him.
called back.
I felt so bad. I was like, and then here I was dozing off, but I remember seeing part of that going, oh, it would have been a thick boy six. I was tweeting it. I was like, they
Well,
robbed him of a thick boy six.
he ran his big ass off too. I was
Yes,
like, to get that, he worked for that one.
yes. I felt bad for him. I said,
And
because
then
go
you
ahead.
see him laughing. Did you see him laughing with the ref afterwards? He was like, "Yo, man, you gonna take that from me?" And he was
You can tell the
laughing
ref
at
was
him.
just like, I'm sorry, legal men
They were
down the
both
field.
cracking up. I mean, the
He
ref
was,
was
he
like,
was looking at him like, I'm sorry, like, no.
"Yeah,
But and then I cracked it when they showed the shot of the coach, the offensive coordinator, because you could tell he was like, what? It's what? Like you can tell he's going to say like, "What you about to tell me?" Because that play was perfect. What are you talking about? Yeah. But going back to
yeah."
the Eagles, first of all, this is how much I try to busy myself because it was so slow. Let's just talk about they once again did not score in the fourth quarter. My ADD kicked in. I started cooking, so I missed that when Dallas got hurt. So did you
Yeah,
notice when that happened?
I'm he pulled a hamstring thing before because I was like a few minutes late getting to my friend's house to watch it, and
Okay.
I was listening to it, but
Okay.
apparently, yeah, he went out on the first drive, I think. So
Had to be, yeah, because I don't remember
yeah,
seeing him at all after that. After that, I saw
no,
nothing but
he.
Stoll and
I mean,
Calcaterra.
you know what, and that was fine. They was smart to keep him out because they could have got worse
Right.
if it's just a sprain. You don't want to risk it like tearing or
Mm-mm.
because we are. I mean, we just lost Malata. We probably lost Malata for a minute.
Couple of weeks, yeah.
I don't know what his injury is, but
They don't know yet either. It sounds
doesn't
like
sound doesn't sound good though.
if
So
he's on the crutches, the little that I saw of Sirianni's speech, he said that he most likely will be out a couple of weeks, but he doesn't know exactly what it is.
yeah,
Now, I'm assuming a tear is what I'm thinking if he was
I
out,
hope not.
but
Yeah,
I hope
but
not. But he was what do you call it, strapped up, and then he had crutches. So I'm like, well, that can't be good. And then I got nervous because I said, how do you know it's a hamstring? What if it's a knee? They say lower leg because I guess at the time they don't really know
yeah,
exactly what is hurt.
I mean, if you it all depends where he feels. He feels in the back of his leg. It's a hamstring. Yeah, so.
Yeah, I mean, if it's
Uh,
anything like what Lane went through, that he played the whole postseason, even with a torn groin muscle, it's like,
oh
maybe
yeah.
I can't believe Lane did that, but God bless him. But I was just like, dude, I'd have just took that L. I was just been like, I know I'm the best part of this team, but I ain't ripping my nads off now for y'all. But what are your overall thoughts? Because after I realized the injury list was starting to butt up, and then once I saw the
A
first
lot of
touchdown to AJ,
both teams dropped a lot of guys yesterday. It
yeah,
was ridiculous.
and the
Like,
Browns have been hurt. So that's why I say, like, I applaud Miles Garrett for playing as much as he's injured, but he's technically still playing like nothing's wrong. But
yeah,
he's been injured too. So, yeah, they're dropping like flies on that team too. But What did you think after the first touchdown with AJ? Like, did you feel like everything was coming back together, or you more just like, well, that's what they're supposed to do?
Well, I mean, yeah, it looked like it was good. It was good to see him there again because you could tell they got the rhythm back. It was good. He was making some good throws to him, and like definitely needed him there. And then Devonta was like running across the middle. He's running that slant, those slants. Like, I mean, the guy's fearless. To be so small, he's fearless. Like
He's so small, but he's so smart, and you could tell like he knows exactly where to
and
run
he's
when
too
he gets the
fast. He's
ball.
too fast for
Too
those guys.
fast.
Like, he's running across the middle of the field, catching passes. Like, all right, I'm just gonna go, and then he takes off. I'm like, damn.
He's like, I'm about my
Hey,
business.
yeah,
He literally just runs in there right behind Calcaterra. I was like, how could there be anything to have to block at that
Galatasaray
point?
actually had a good game
He
too.
had a great game. I give him
He
mad
blocked, and
props.
yeah, because yeah, that's right. Yeah, he made that block to
He
get
made that
him
block,
into
and
the
he
end
didn't really
zone.
have to at that point because Smitty was already in.
Dude ran past him already before he
He
could
was like, "Get
even.
out my way! I don't need a block now. I'm in."
The
Yeah,
guy didn't even know where he was at that
he
point
did.
because he was so fast.
How
Yeah,
fast he is.
he didn't know which side he was coming from, so he was just like, oh, and then
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
already.
yeah. Because you can tell he's just trying to turn around and be like, "Oh, never mind. He's on. He's in there." What do you think was Saquon's issue? Because he definitely was having issues yesterday. Trying to, I know he missed a block. They said that caused that, possibly
Yeah,
caused that fumble.
yeah, he did have that one bad block
Yeah.
that he like kind of whipped on the guy. He missed it, and the guy he got sacked, and Hurts got sacked from it.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I just think, well, they're gonna focus on him because he's so effective. I mean, even though I don't know what did he end, I forgot what he ended up with yardage yesterday, but
I don't know, but I can look it up real quick. But
47 yards. Okay,
you must, damn, would you get no
yeah,
speed dial? Eddie be on his quick stuff quicker than me. I'd be like looking at my phone. He's like, I already got it.
yeah. So 47 yards. Okay, I mean,
Well, is that because the first quarter was so slow, you think? They couldn't get it
yeah, that's
together?
why he never really got going. So
No.
he had the one where I thought he was going to spring it and score a touchdown, but he tripped over his own man's feet because the man was blocking for him in front, and he kind of fell. When he
Yeah.
fell, Saquon tripped over him, but there was nobody there after that. It was all
Okay.
green, just open field all over the place.
And he couldn't get there.
And that's why he was mad too, because he was like, man, I could have had six right here. But you know what? That's okay. I mean, he did. I mean, look, they won the game. He may
Yeah.
not have gotten a lot of yardage, but man, he's been working like crazy for the past like 4 weeks. So I mean, I'm okay
Now,
with him having a game.
mind you, since last season, we've been all complaining even last year, even the beginning of last year. Remember, we all kept saying all the games were slow starting. I feel like
Mm.
they've had slow starts even back when Wentz was here. Do you feel like this is anything new, or do you feel like maybe what most people are starting to feel now with the switch of coordinators again, like why can't we get a faster start?
Because you know why? Because we're so used to because for so long we used to be able to come out first. Remember when Andy was here?
Yeah,
We should strike fast, like that home run capability. Because we had players like Deshaun, and it's like we would be able to like hit a home run on hit a home run on the first drive because
yeah,
we could score like that. Like so
or at least even a
that
field goal in the first quarter. Like
yeah,
we
and
didn't
that
even
happened
get
a
that.
lot. I mean,
Yeah,
this is rare. I haven't seen this was the whole I haven't seen it happen in a while with them. I'm not scoring in the first quarter at all, which is ridiculous. But
it is. It
you
is
got
ridiculous. That was the first stat they pumped out. By halftime was that this has been the longest streak they've had of no since the first quarter. And I thought to myself, well, what does that attain to though? Is that because of the switch of coordinator, or is that because guys are not getting the plays in or not executing?
I mean, I think it also goes back to remember back in the day they played more. Like these guys played preseason, and he never held these guys out of preseason.
That's true.
You
I
know,
I still go
like
back to that. I still feel like preseason is important for that too.
it is important because you got to gel. You need some time to gel a little bit. I mean, it gives you a bit of a thing. So
Well, that's okay. So here, this is the only reason why I'm here at, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but this is why I'm done with Sirianni. Not because of the obvious things that people have been talking about all day. He had his initial presser today, but not really, because like the morning after a game, I never really take anything seriously because he probably barely slept. But one, he's always had his kids in a presser, so that's not the new thing. The thing
yeah,
that irked me was that they barely won that game. And then also, too, at the most usual he does, is that he'll go and shake everybody or smack fans' hands, stuff like that. That stuff is fine. But when apparently the reason why he started, he tried to blow it off in the initial post game presser. But what he ended up saying was that, you hear some people saying, fire Nick, fire Nick.
Mhm.
He's like, I started playing with the fans. And I said, you weren't playing. We know that you were snapping at first because you felt like you had the right to say something at that point because the game was over.
Yeah,
But even if fans are saying fire Nick, don't you think majority of them aren't really fans who say that? Like usually most of the time when
not
they
true fans. No,
not
yeah,
true fans because the as much as I feel like I'm saying that now, it's mostly just because I know now that his impulsivity and his motions are
yeah.
starting to become an issue outside of the team, which means it's becoming a distraction. And he
Hmm.
keeps talking about not being a distraction. He keeps talking about being hungry and humble. And what's his name? Bo Wolf just made that point on the podcast with PHLY was that you're preaching this hungry and humble, but you're not being humble. You're out there trying to say that you're trying to get your emotions under,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, you shouldn't have to get your emotions under. You're the coach, and supposedly this year where you're supposed to have less responsibility. So why does it seem like the play calling is still got Nick all over it? What do you think?
Hmm. I think he's dipping I think he's dipping his toes in the water more than he should.
Thank you,
You
thank you.
know, like
That's all I'm
I got
saying.
this
Really.
I got this feeling that he is like more than he should. I think he is. And
It's embarrassing. It's obvious to me.
yeah, and honestly, I don't see him with the way he's been acting lately. Winning season or not, I don't see him coming back.
Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not
And,
wishing any ill on him, but I
no,
do
I'm
feel like
not me
he's
either. But just
affecting
like
he's
it's just
affecting the
like
team.
the way he's conducted himself as of late. It's like, oh, is Lori really gonna? I bet you Lori said something to him. That's why he apologized. He made a formal apology too
He did.
after the press conference. It was a different press conference, but it was today, I think.
Yeah, it was today because I
And,
was watching it. Yeah.
yeah, and I didn't see the press conference today, but I know Lori got in his ear. He had to be like, "Yo, these are the fans. Like, what are you doing?"
He probably sent a text or he usually talks to them right after the game anyway. So I'm sure he did talk to him, but he
Yeah,
tried to blow it off. See, this is the thing too. When he talks, he ends up contradicting himself every time mid speech. Like that's how you know he has to take like notes from Jalen in the sense that Jalen says just enough. As much as
yeah.
people hate it,
Just be
he also
honest.
doesn't contradict
Just
himself.
just be honest, straight up, and say, like, "Look, I messed up. I said the wrong thing."
Yeah, like
You
at the
know,
time, I
like,
just wanted to be with my kids. I wanted to celebrate in the win. I didn't want to talk about that. You know,
yeah,
or just even say just honestly I knew this was going to be a thing but I didn't care at the time because
hmm
what I'm starting to hear repetitively is like when I've been talked to in the past about my mouth or popping off at people that I shouldn't be and not my minding my business. I felt like I was hearing myself. That's probably another reason why I'm like fuck Nick because I'm just like you starting to trigger me bitch. Like it's just I'm starting to see my old self coming out like people
uh,
say you need to chill, bring that mouth down, because I'll
they're
be
like
like
say
fuck that, I
less,
don't
right?
care. Fuck that. But
They're like
you
say
have to
less.
care. Right. Say
Yeah.
less. There is a
Hmm.
there is a thing. I mean, you're a quiet guy and I respect it because you know when to talk. Sometimes being quiet is valuable to your team, valuable as a leader. And
Because
the
I'm
thing
always listening. I'm
and
always
that's the
listening.
thing. Quiet folks
Yeah.
always listen. People like me don't, I struggle with listening, but I talk a lot. So, you know what I'm saying? This is why
Yeah.
this podcast is called Birds of a Feather, because we all relate to this, right?
Mhm.
But I am definitely one of them people who has struggles with listening, but has everything else to say. Nick has a lot to say, but we wonder now, are you listening to the only advice you're giving your team? Because I don't think you are.
Yeah, you
And
gotta learn. Yeah, he's gotta learn to read the room, and that's not what he's doing. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah,
And we shouldn't have to say this in what, year 3 or 4 now at this point?
yeah.
3 years with the Sirianni. So there's
Hmm.
one thing that we learned too from that Super Bowl. You remember when they were waiting for that one call, and whether it was a first down, and Nick wanted to be like, just give it a first down, and then Jalen put his arm down, like, chill out. The fact that your
Yeah,
QB has to tell the coach, like, calm the fuck down. You know what
you
I
know,
mean?
and I'm okay with the passion, okay with the like whatever, but he's got to reel it in a little bit.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
all we're
I'm okay.
asking.
I'm okay with him getting excited about a play. Like, I love to see that when somebody makes a good play and he's running
Oh
down the
yeah,
field. That's cool. That's cool.
yeah.
But don't you draw the line at yelling at the fans for something. Even if they said something, no, fuck them. Who cares? Like,
Why are you talking to the opposite team's cornerbacks? Is what they were
hey,
saying. He was saying he was yelling at the cornerbacks, and I want to be like, you want to let the refs take care of that, sir?
yeah, that's not shit. Yeah, I mean, we all see other coaches doing it too, though. I mean,
We
but at the
understand
same
it.
time, Yeah, but at the same time, you gotta stop. You just don't do that. Just let it go.
He has to practice mindfulness. I feel like maybe he's not in therapy and maybe he needs to be in therapy.
Yeah, somebody was like, "Why is he shaving his head like Private Powell from Full Metal Jacket?" All of a sudden, I was like, "Yo,
Wait, but why did his hair look like he just did it that day? Like he
like
just decided to.
like he just went to the bathroom." Was like
Went to the back and said,
shaking.
F it,
He was sitting there shaking, like,
shaking. Because that whole first, and I'm not a pro, I'm learning now that I've got my hair buzzed. But the first time my friend did her hair, she even said that she didn't do my lineup right. And I didn't know because I had never shaved my hair before. But I could see right in this part of his hair. And I was like, yeah, he did that shit as soon as he left. It's like, that's what looks like.
oh
Not even
yeah,
clean.
I understand. Yeah, because I know. Well, I cut my own hair, so
But you
yeah.
do it, you know what, as a man, you should know what it looks like to have a nice line, right?
Yeah.
If
Oh
my
yeah.
ass can see that it looks messed up, that's how you know he did that shit in the bathroom before he took out of the tunnel. Like, stop it. Because any barber on Twitter now is pissed that he didn't come to them. Like, yo, I could have hooked you up.
I know, right? Yeah, I would have.
But
I'm
but
getting
no,
fresh cut, Nick.
I'm just saying, like, somebody would hook him up with it. They would go to him. They would be like, yo, I can hook you up in like 10 minutes. But I
Yeah.
just felt like he looked rough and so one of the kids that used to tailgate said straight up he had a Britney Spears moment. He said, "You better
Yeah. Yep.
get it together, girl."
Oh man.
I was so mad, but that's exactly what Jamie had said on PHLY. He was saying he's like, I think he's having this Britney Spears moment, like he's going rogue. And they always say like when you do that, like because my cousin had told me when I first had took a picture of myself after I got it done that day,
Mhm.
I felt like free. But she was saying when you do stuff like that, a major change in your life is happening. So maybe Nick felt like he's trying to turn another page, but it's like the more things change, the more they stay the same. Like you still wilding out there. You still
Yeah.
like what's his name? Where's the security guard? Where's
Where's
what's his
Big Dom? Yeah.
name? Where were you, Big Dom? Y'all were ready to hold Jalen Carter back in New Orleans. Now, where did you missed you missed getting your blood check right there, right? You know,
Big Dom was probably outside the bathroom, like, yo, what you doing in there?
Big Dom said it was over. Let me go. My job's done. Forgot all
He's
about
probably
Nick.
then he next walks out, he probably like
Yeah, yeah. Because now I guarantee you, Lori gonna bring him into and say, "Where the hell were you? You're
like
always
Tom,
with him."
supposed to be keeping him in check.
I'm just saying. Now we got to babysit our damn coach. Like, come on. So, but the point is,
Mhm.
if you are a manager of a major organization, this team was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, right? Now it's looking purely back in the rear view mirror. We can't even think about Super Bowl right now. We can't even think about fucking playoffs right now with this team because no matter how they win, it's the fact that they're beating themselves. Like they don't look like they know what they're doing, and the fact that every first quarter now is gone scoreless, you just wonder if they believe in the plan. Do they
Yeah.
believe in the play call? You know?
Yeah. I
And
mean, that's
can we
gonna
please talk about why Quinion and CJ
yeah.
collided? What the hell is that about?
They're both trying to make a play on the ball.
No.
And
When I went
and
back and watched it, because I had texted you, because I was like, I had missed it, but I heard people saying on Twitter, I'm like, well, what
and Mitch,
happened?
yeah, I mean the players do that all the time though. They both try to go for it.
Embarrassing, though. That's embarrassing. First of all,
Yeah,
we know how
Quinion was
bad
just mad.
Quinion has been
Quinion just mad
close.
because he's like, yo, this could have been my first
Could have been his
interception.
first.
And he's been
Yes.
so close a lot.
It's very
Like,
close. He could have had a Lito moment when Lito caught in the end zone for the Cowboys game and ran it back. That
yeah,
could have been that
yeah.
moment. And you
Oh
could
yeah.
tell CJ felt bad because he was still had his head and he was like, oh shit.
Damn, he's like, damn. I'm just glad nobody got hurt from that one. Though. You know how
I'm
the
glad
guys get hurt.
too, because they
Because we
could have
see
been
that happen a
concussion.
lot.
Yeah.
Like either both of them or one of them gets hurt. So
Friendly fire. Yeah.
yeah,
Always see players collide and it's never good for one of them. But yeah, I did feel bad because I went back and watched the highlights, of course, because there were certain parts I know I missed because I was just so annoyed with how slow it was going.
that's why
But
they
then
got to
when I
do like
saw it,
baseball.
huh?
They got to do like baseball. You got to call the other person off. Like, got it.
That's one of the things. Communicate. Yo, that's my zone. Stop. I would have
Like
just
baseball, you call them off. You gonna catch it. Call them off.
right, right. That's
Hey,
the time when you do a quick little
yeah,
you got it? All right. Yeah. That's what that was lacking communication. But I just wonder if Vic Fangio was looking from the booth going, what the fuck are they doing?
yeah. He probably was like, "Oh, one of y'all pull off."
Somebody pull up,
Yeah, I'm looking like, hey, one of the guys back off, please, one of y'all.
please. One of y'all just go in the end zone just
But
to back
usually,
off.
you see the guy who's sticking the guy. Sometimes they pull off when they see the safety
Yeah.
coming like that. But he's also
Yeah.
a rookie too, so that's the rookie mistake as well too. I mean,
Well, now CJ's looking a little crazy because he hasn't really been productive since he's been back. It's almost like I feel like CJ doesn't know where he's supposed to be now because he'll get in there, but the fact that he's even crossing with any of his fellow players, that never happened before. So I don't know if that's because Quinion is there now. I don't know because I'm starting to get confused with position wise because even at one point they put Avante in there. I don't even know why Avante was on the field. Then I forgot Slay went out again. So I don't
Yeah,
know if
oh
that's
yeah.
what it was. And then
You
I
hear
keep
anything
forgetting
about his
Reed's not there,
injury?
right?
You hear anything about his injury or no?
No, it sounded like he just got a bad knee. I wonder if that's the one he got cleaned up because they didn't mention he was on crutches or anything. They didn't even say anything about Goddard. So I have a feeling they have minor injuries that just
I think they're minor.
they're minor and they just
Uh,
took them out. Yeah, but I just
that means
wondered.
we'll see. I mean, just it just means we'll see more of Cooper and everybody else.
Well,
Cooper looked good
I about to
yesterday.
say talk about it. What you think? Because it
He
sounded
was
like he
all over.
did pretty well.
He was all over the field. I think he
Yeah,
did good.
I agree. I
I
saw the
mean,
little that I saw when I did focus on him because I kept forgetting what his number was first of all. So when I realized it was him, I was like
33, yeah,
33.
33,
Yeah.
yeah,
When I
yeah.
saw him get a lot of plays in there, especially up in front of Deshaun. I said, okay, cool. He's staying with people. I see him. He's covering.
I, I was looking to see if Boy was going to get Blankenship was going to get another.
Was he playing?
Yeah, he played. Yeah,
He did.
I was
Okay, because
see if he's
I'm about
going
to
to get a.
see.
He likes to get like the game ending
Yeah, get a
interception.
dramatic drop. Yeah, yeah. I wonder if maybe that interception that Quinion could have had was probably going to be their only like real shot because the way, although Deshaun was pretty much not as erratic as he normally is, but I do feel like some of his throws were so like money for the defense. But it's a shame because he was good on the Texans. That's what's sad
Oh
about
my
this
God,
whole.
yeah.
He was amazing. He had great sense of pocket presence. He had a great arm. I
Mhm.
can't just chalk it up to
Yeah,
anything with karma.
I can't say what I want to say because it's going to be a bad thing.
No,
So I'm
I mean,
quiet.
let's just say I don't even like to talk about it, but the point is, I'm beyond disappointed with him, and it's a
Yeah,
shame that you realize you don't know anybody until that stuff comes out, and so it
the
just
man needs his vice again.
overrides, huh?
I said he needs his vice again. Like let him
I'm saying maybe he need to go get. I
go
don't
to
know.
massage,
Yeah,
but behave yourself.
he lost his
You can.
powers.
I'm like you can go, but you got to behave yourself, right?
You gotta be. You can go, but you limited to one person. You better be better than you
They
used
gonna
to.
send him they gonna send his ass with a chaperone to the massage to get a
Whoever
massage.
his latest girlfriend is, there you got to monitor because anyway, I wouldn't just the trust factor obviously with that man is gone, but to see him become such a shell of a player, and I
Oh
still
God.
think he has a bad shoulder issue because they said that's what kept him out the rest of the season, other than they are
Mm,
financially obligated to start him, even though it's clear as day Jameis should be starting at this point because that brother is just it's over. Like it's just straight up karma because no one can go that poorly that quickly when he had more than enough time to
yeah.
relearn this whole sport while he was, in litigation or whatever. And now that he's got this
Hmm.
chance and guaranteed money, you would think that this brother would be on top, and he's getting worse by the game. It's
Yeah. Oh
embarrassing.
God. They are.
It's
Oh,
embarrassing.
Jameson is colorblind too, so I don't know what that means. So
They
he's
say he
gonna.
got that fixed. He got that. No, I know that. I know he had bad vision, but I'm like, he hasn't looked bad yet. And mind you, he helped the Saints get to the playoffs last year. So don't forget, he
Yeah.
had that one
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
round that
Oh, when
they.
he's good, but when he's bad, oh
Oh no,
God,
he's bad. He can go
he is
from one
historically
spectrum to
bad.
the other.
I mean,
Yeah,
when he's bad, yeah.
yeah. My dad gets so mad with him when he was a Buccaneer because my dad said this motherfucker would turn around and get five
He's
fucking
bad getting pissed at him.
he 30 for 30. He goes, have you ever heard of that? 30 for 30. He had it rough, Dad. He said he got laser vision. I don't fucking care.
He got some Lasix done.
He got some
He got his
LASIK
eyes
done, and my
fixed.
dad's like, and he's still throwing interceptions. God. But anyway,
Hey,
all right, we gotta wrap
your
this
boy
up.
should be
I got to
back.
run
Your boy
there.
should be back soon. Brown isn't Brown coming back?
Sydney, yes, and his
Yeah,
brother. Shout out to him getting the
yeah,
last touchdown for the Bengals last night. Chase
yeah.
Brown.
He had a
Yeah,
good
he had
yeah,
a
he
good
had a good
game.
game. He had a good game yesterday.
They have to make a run of him too because the Bengals are starting to resemble the Eagles now. They're starting to look like they should be winning more games. I don't know what's going on with them either, but
Yeah,
I tell you one thing, Joey's healthy now, so they need to figure that. Did you see him run? I actually felt like I heard the song "Run, Go White Boy, Go,"
yeah, right.
because he's not known to be a runner. But when
Hey, you
Joey
know
had
what?
all that
I don't
faith,
blame him though. They showed
yeah,
the view what he saw. Like
just
he
open,
looked up, there was nobody on that side.
nothing. Everybody was on the left.
He
He
just was like,
said,
"Huh?"
He said, "I'd be dumb if I don't take advantage of this."
It was
It was
Macaulay
literally like,
Culkin.
"Run, Joey,
It was,
run!"
it was Macaulay Culkin looking ass. Like,
Yes, he's still Macaulay Culkin to me. You can't tell me no different. That boy is white as snow. But no, it's funny how some teams though are going through the same things. Like I know the Eagles now that they're 3-2, it's like great. But now next week they got to go to the Giants again, right? So now this is all about return of Saquon. So if they don't run that ball
yo, Saquon, I'll
as
tell you
much as
right
they
now,
should, that's some bullshit right
Saquon,
there.
he gonna have 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and they
He's
better
probably gonna
throw
run.
him one too, just like Brazil. They better throw
Oh,
him one too.
then he'll have three. He'll have three. He'll have two running, one receiving, and he'll be like, I'll give him almost maybe 150 scrimmage yards.
He's definitely gonna go over
I think
150.
he's gonna go off because he's gonna be like, oh, he's gonna be upset.
He's gonna take the ball when he's not designed to have the ball. Watch at one
Are they
point
in
he's gonna get
MetLife or are they here?
they're in MetLife.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go in the house and punish them too.
Here's the thing though. I hope everybody got new cleats because you know how we hate the MetLife turf. So
MetLife is fucking trash.
it's trash, and they still have not done anything about it. So I'm
Not
just
a,
nervous. Are they gonna bring back Goddard if he still has a hammy issue? Is that gonna make it worse?
no, it depends how he's doing. Probably, I wouldn't bring him
Yeah,
back.
since we don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, I assume. But obviously Calcaterra is doing good, so it's not like Goddard hasn't breeded his own mentee. So it's like
and if
I
they
feel like
need a
for
7-4
now,
game, they also remember they bought Uzma back too.
I did
Uzma
see
is
him on
on.
the sidelines. Yeah, I did see
Yeah,
him on the
he's
sidelines.
on the practice squad, so they can bring him. They can bring him up and
Yeah,
they
he's
let
good.
God rest. They can let God rest a week.
Yeah, and also shout out to
So,
Ertz because Ertz was having some big catches at the Washington Ravens game. I went back and watched those highlights, and I saw Ertz get some good balls again. So Ertz is still out there catching some balls. But shout out to my Ravens. I was glad that they took over that game because I was nervous. I said this game could be good or bad because we didn't get it here, so I had to watch the highlights later. But
yeah,
I was glad to
I'm
see
always
it.
rooting for Lamar. I always
Me
want him to
too.
do well.
I'm
Yeah.
always rooting for him. It's like I root for everybody black. I root for anybody named Lamar. But anyway, all right. So next week, yes, next week is definitely going to be worth talking about. We know Sixers are in preseason. I don't know if you knew the news now that they definitely Embiid said he will not be playing back to backs this year, which I'm fine with because we know that half of the issue
He's
is
getting
how
older
much
anyway. He's
he's
getting
getting
older anyway. I'm
older,
fine with that. I'm
workload
fine with that.
management. Yeah, like so. I think he's one of the few in the NBA they should give grace to because we know this has been the problem in the playoffs
I
for him
just
is
can't.
keeping him
I think
healthy.
it's so stupid that the league will fine you for that. Like that is like
I think because so many guys started, it said, you know who made it worse for us was homeboy in what's his name,
oh
Kawhi.
Kyrie, yeah.
No, Kawhi. Kawhi made
That's
it bad
why.
for everybody because that Negro did not play for 2 years straight and still got paid. So I think they looked at it like, I need y'all to stop acting like y'all got injuries, like old or not. Now LeBron is the exception and Embiid is the exception in my eyes because unless you had a tibia fracture like PG did, thank
Hmm.
God Paul George is on our team now. But when he was injured, that's an exception. Embiid is proven every year he gets hurt. So I feel like they should just give him grace. LeBron is damn near 40 playing with his son on the same team. I don't know who's going to be able to do that in history. So I feel like he gets grace. But some of these other motherfuckers are just copying. So
Yeah. And they like
let's just
you
give
go.
Embiid grace because if he already knows what he has against
Hmm.
him, let him
Yeah.
sit as long as he don't need to play for preseason. This is for the newbies. This is
Yeah.
for what's his name?
Honestly, let
Ricky
him
Council
just
and all them.
yeah, let him just
Let him chill.
let him chill. Because I mean, he played he and we know he's in shape now because he played during the summer. So
Yep.
it's
Yep.
not like it's not like he sat around all summer. Like he
And he
played
got
during
a
the summer.
championship
So
because he got a medal. So
yeah.
he finally got a
So
champion. He won something this year, damn it. Even if he
yeah.
lost another championship round, he got a damn medal. So all right. So birds of feather, we will continue this conversation once the Eagles return, as well as once the regular season starts for the Sixers. And we know our fly guys already won too. So that's good to know that the Flyers are starting off well. And anything else we want to say before we sign off?
No, that's it. We're good. Good
All
on that.
right. And we
Yeah.
had Happy Indigenous People Day. Fuck Columbus. You have a blessed rest of your night. And if you choose to watch Monday Night Football, I hope to God I can stay up because I got to
Oh
start
God.
my first day of work
Last night,
tomorrow.
yeah, starting football at 9 o'clock ruined me yesterday. I
My
was so
excuse.
tired.
I'm
I
telling
was so
you,
tired.
I
Well,
fell asleep. I never saw the end of the Bengals game. I think I saw it up until halftime, and I I went
I mean,
out.
I was out late the night before, so I was like, I woke
Yeah.
up, started playing, and was like, started watching the games, and I was like, man, I'm tired. I don't know if I'm gonna make
Yeah.
it.
Especially if you're like
And
me watching the London games, you had a full damn day of
I mean, I
football
loved those days.
watching.
I loved that day, but it was great. But
It's long. It's a long day. But I
yeah,
gotta start my first day at work tomorrow, so I definitely trying to get my sleep tonight.
yay.
She back in the trenches. All right, birds of a feather. Say bye, Eddie.
Bye, Eddie. No, just kidding.
I'll see y'all next time.
So,
Have a good night.
okay.
Bye.